At 78, Sally Field is finally speaking her truth, and everyone's paying attention. Her name carries decades of Hollywood legend, but there's a lot more to her story than most people ever knew. Born Sally Margaret Field on November 6, 1946 in Pasadena, California, her rise to fame didn't just happen by chance, it was built from the ground up. Her mother, Margaret Field, was already an actress, and her stepfather, Jock Mahoney, was a famous actor and stuntman. So from the start, Sally grew up right in the middle of the Hollywood scene. She saw the glitz, the grind, and the high pressure that came with chasing success in show business. Growing up surrounded by creative energy shaped how she saw the world and fueled her love for performing. Sally quickly learned that the entertainment world demanded more than just talent, it took real dedication. But instead of backing down, she used that pressure to push herself even harder. Those early lessons gave her a powerful foundation and a deep understanding of what fame could really cost. Her big break came in the mid-1960s with her starring role in Gidget, 1965 to 1966. The show only lasted one season, but her fun, free-spirited performance as a beach-loving teen made her an instant fan favorite. People couldn't get enough of her charm, and Hollywood definitely took notice. She followed up that success with The Flying Nun, 1967 to 1970, where she played Sister Bertrill, a cheerful young nun who could literally fly. It was quirky, unforgettable, and it cemented Sally Field as one of the most recognizable faces on TV. Sally took a wild, unusual concept and turned it into something unforgettable with her natural charm and sharp comedic timing. The show's popularity soared, but it also locked her into a cheerful image she was quickly outgrowing. Behind the spotlight, Sally was craving something more. She didn't want to be forever seen as the light-hearted girl next door. She wanted real respect as a serious actress. That drive led her straight to the Actors Studio, where she trained under the legendary coach Lee Strasberg, a decision that completely transformed her future. Her career-changing moment arrived in 1976 with the TV movie Sybil, where Sally gave a breathtaking and emotionally intense performance as a woman living with a complex identity condition. The role was raw, demanding, and incredibly challenging, but Sally threw herself into it without hesitation. Critics were amazed, audiences were moved, and suddenly everyone saw her in a new light. That fearless performance earned her a well-deserved Emmy Award and shattered the limits people once placed on her. She was no longer just a familiar TV face. Sally Field had officially arrived as a powerhouse dramatic actress. The late 1970s and 1980s became her golden era. In 1979, she won her first Academy Award for Norma Ray, playing a determined Southern factory worker who stood up for her rights and became a symbol of strength. Just a few years later, Sally did it again. She took home her second Oscar for Places in the Heart in 1984. The heartfelt film was set during the Great Depression, and her emotional acceptance speech became legendary when she said, "You like me. Right now, you like me." That unforgettable moment instantly became a piece of award show history. Through the years, Sally Field proved she could shine anywhere, on the big screen, on TV, or on stage. From Smokey and the Bandit to Steel Magnolias, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Forrest Gump, she filled every role with honesty, warmth, and emotion that pulled audiences right in. Her work on television stayed just as powerful, especially with her standout performance in Brothers and Sisters 2006 to 2011. That role earned her yet another Emmy Award and confirmed that Sally was still a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. But Sally didn't stop there. She kept pushing herself to new heights. Once the industry truly recognized her talent, she hit the Broadway stage and amazed critics with performances like The Glass Menagerie. Her commanding presence and emotional control left audiences in awe. It proved that she wasn't just a screen legend, but a live performer who could hold an entire room without a single retake. break. Her later career stayed just as powerful. In 2012, she stunned audiences again as Mary Todd Lincoln in Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. The role demanded precision, depth, and quiet intensity, and she delivered it all with grace. Even well into her 70s, Sally Field was still on fire, completely at the top of her game. She kept working non-stop, showing a real passion for storytelling and acting that went way beyond fame or trophies. Fans admired her not just for her incredible talent, but for her honesty, strength, and the way she stayed true to herself through it all. Off-screen, Sally never hid from the truth. She opened up about moments of self-doubt, the non-stop pressure of Hollywood, and the emotional challenges that came with living her life in the public eye. Her openness made her feel genuine in an industry that often tries to look picture perfect. In 2018, she released her deeply personal memoir, In Pieces, where she laid her story bare without holding back. She shared her biggest career triumphs, her hardest personal moments, and her emotional journey towards real self-understanding. The book was praised for being raw, powerful, and heartfelt, just like the woman behind it. Sally's personal life has always drawn attention, not just because she's a star, but because her relationships often unfolded right alongside key moments in her career. In 1968, she married Stephen Craig, marking her first major step into family life. At that time, she was just beginning to make waves in Hollywood with Gidget and The Flying Nun, and the marriage gave her a sense of stability while her fame was skyrocketing. But like many relationships under the spotlight, it came with real challenges. After years of ups and downs, they separated in 1973 and finalized their divorce in 1975. During this time, Sally stepped into one of the most meaningful roles of her entire life, becoming a mother. It was a role that shaped her deeply and remained at the heart of everything she did. She and her husband welcomed 2 sons, both of whom grew up surrounded by creativity and eventually followed their own artistic paths. Their first son, Peter Craig, was born in 1969. Growing up around film sets and storytelling sparked his imagination early, and eventually he made his mark as a talented novelist and screenwriter. Peter's work earned major recognition in Hollywood. He helped write or contributed to films like The Town, 12 Strong, and Top Gun: Maverick. His success proved that creative energy truly ran in the family. Their second son, Eli Craig, born in 1972, also found his way into the entertainment world, but this time behind and in front of the camera. He became known for both acting and directing, especially for his cult favorite horror comedy Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which showed off his sharp humor and creative vision. For Sally, motherhood always came first. She worked tirelessly to balance the demands of Hollywood with raising Peter and Eli, doing her best to give them a grounded, normal childhood despite growing up under the spotlight. After her first marriage ended, her personal life took a new turn in 1976 when she entered a highly publicized relationship with actor Burt Reynolds, sparking one of the most talked about Hollywood romances of the time. Sally Field and Burt Reynolds quickly became one of the industry's most glamorous power couples. Their connection was full of chemistry, attention, and media frenzy. Everywhere they went, cameras followed. Sally Field and Burt Reynolds weren't just a couple off-screen, they were a powerhouse duo on-screen too. Together, they starred in 4 hit films, including Smokey and the Bandit, 1977, its sequel, Smokey and the Bandit 2, 1980, the dark comedy The End, 1978, and the action comedy Hooper, 1978. Their chemistry was electric, lighting up every scene and convincing audiences that their connection was completely real, because it truly was. They became one of Hollywood's most talked about pairs, dominating both movie screens and magazine covers. But behind the fame and flashing cameras, things weren't always smooth. Like many high-profile relationships, theirs was filled with personality clashes, demanding schedules, and the non-stop pressure that comes with fame. After 4 intense years together, the couple officially called it quits in 1980. Yet their connection didn't fade right away. They stayed in an on and off relationship until 1982, when they finally parted ways for good. Even years later, Burt Reynolds openly spoke about how much Sally meant to him, famously calling her the one that got away. That single line showed just how deep their bond had been. For Sally, though the relationship didn't last forever, it shaped her in a meaningful way. It became a defining chapter in her personal story, teaching her lessons about love, strength, and independence that she carried into her future. Then, in 1984, Sally took another big step toward a more grounded life when she married film producer Alan Greisman. This marked a brand new chapter, focused on balance, family, and personal growth. Unlike his older half-brothers, Sam Greisman chose to live a quieter life, mostly away from the Hollywood spotlight. While he explored writing and directing, he focused on creating his own unique path instead of chasing fame. Sally has always spoken about him with pride, showing endless love and support, especially when Sam publicly came out as gay. Her open support for the LGBTQ+ community reflected her strong values and the unbreakable bond she shares with her children. Despite both of their efforts to make the marriage work, Sally and Alan Greisman eventually divorced in 1994. The separation wasn't easy, it was emotional and difficult, but it revealed something that had always been true about Sally. No matter what life threw her way, she faced it with strength, grace, and determination. Through marriages, heartbreaks, and the challenges of motherhood, Sally Field has shown an incredible level of resilience. She managed to keep her career thriving while navigating personal ups and downs, proving that her real life was just as layered, emotional, and inspiring as the characters she brought to the screen. Every chapter of her story, from her early years with Stephen Craig to her whirlwind romance with Burt Reynolds to her later marriage with Alan Greisman, shaped her into the woman she is today. She loved deeply, faced loss with courage, and found her greatest fulfillment through being a mother. Now, at 78 years old, Sally Field stands as a living Hollywood legend. Her life has been filled with triumphs, challenges, and unforgettable achievements that secured her place in entertainment history. In recent years, she's become even more open about her past, speaking honestly about the people who touched her life the most. When Sally Field finally opened up about her connection with Robin Williams, it caught a lot of people by surprise. Their friendship wasn't something fans had heard much about in years, but when she shared her memories, it added a touching and emotional layer to a story many thought they already knew. Sally and Robin worked together in Mrs. Doubtfire in 1993, a movie that instantly became a timeless classic. On set, Robin was known for his endless energy, lightning-fast humor, and his gift for making everyone around him laugh and feel at ease. To the world, he seemed unstoppable, always cheerful, always joking, always the life of the room. But Sally later revealed a much deeper, more human side to him, one that most people never got to see. She described him as kind-hearted, thoughtful, and incredibly sensitive. According to her, there was often a quiet sadness beneath all the laughter, something he kept carefully hidden behind his humor. She explained that during filming, Robin sometimes used comedy as his shield. It wasn't just about making others laugh, it was also his way of protecting his emotions. She recalled that there were rare moments when the jokes would fade, and in those brief silences, his vulnerability became visible. She shared that she felt a strong sense of care and understanding toward him, especially during emotionally heavy scenes. Their on-screen family bond was built on genuine trust, and off-screen, That same trust grew into real, heartfelt conversations. Sally shared that Robin was a great listener. He paid attention, offered real empathy, and had an emotional depth that caught people off guard. What made her reflections so powerful was how she explained that his personal struggles weren't always visible to those around him. She made it clear that even someone surrounded by love, success, and admiration can still feel deeply alone inside. Her honesty turned the conversation from surprise to true understanding. Sally also spoke about how the public often misunderstood Robin's image. People assumed that because he made everyone else laugh, he must have always been happy himself, but she gently pushed back against that idea. She reminded everyone that the joy someone gives to the world doesn't always match the feelings they carry within. She didn't speak with regret or judgment. Her words came from compassion, love, and respect. Sally made sure to honor Robin for who he truly was, beyond the fame and spotlight. She described him as a gentle, caring soul who quietly carried emotional weight, but never stopped giving kindness to those around him. Her words deeply moved fans everywhere. Many said her honesty helped them see Robin not just as a brilliant performer, but as a real human being. Complex, sensitive, and full of heart. Her reflections reignited important conversations about mental health, emotional pressure, and the unrealistic expectations placed on public figures. Sally made it clear that she wasn't sharing these moments to expose anything private. It was about giving a more complete human story. Looking back, Sally described her time working with Robin Williams as something truly special, an experience filled with heart, laughter, and emotional depth that stayed with her long after the cameras stopped rolling. Even years later, whenever she spoke about him, her voice carried both warmth and a quiet sadness that never completely faded. Her reflections showed that some bonds leave a permanent mark, no matter how much time passes. At this stage in her life, Sally Field seems more focused on truth than appearances. By opening up about her connection with Robin, she didn't just share a memory, she challenged how people think about fame, humor, and what it really means to understand someone beyond their public image. In one of her most revealing moments, Sally said, "I really loved him, but it wasn't like a romance, it was more complicated than that." That simple statement said everything. It was a love rooted in emotion, timing, and genuine shared experience rather than anything traditional. She explained that their lives intertwined in ways that were both professional and deeply personal, forming a rare connection that was built on mutual trust and respect. That bond came to life most vividly on the set of the beloved 1993 film Mrs. Doubtfire, where Sally played Miranda Hillard, the ex-wife of Robin's character. For millions of fans, their chemistry felt completely real. They argued, joked, and challenged each other on screen, but beneath all the tension, there was an undeniable warmth that couldn't be faked. Sally later admitted that what audiences saw wasn't just great acting, it came from a genuine closeness that existed off-screen too. Sally's reflections revealed just how deep and layered her bond with Robin Williams truly was during that chapter of her life. She admitted that her memories of him are filled with both affection and sadness. "I miss him terribly, but I also know I didn't always say the things I should have said when he was alive." That kind of honesty showed how much she's grown, embracing vulnerability and speaking from the heart more openly as she's gotten older. To Sally, Robin wasn't just a co-star, he was a close friend, someone she shared a rare and emotional connection with, even if it didn't fit the traditional idea of a love story. Working alongside him, she said, felt like stepping into another universe entirely. His mind moved at lightning speed, jumping from joke to joke, thought to thought, leaving everyone around him both amazed and struggling to keep up. Sally remembered that his energy could be overwhelming at times, but it was also magnetic. He had this unique gift. He could fill a room with laughter in seconds, then suddenly say something so heartfelt and sincere that it stopped everyone in their tracks. She once said he'd make you laugh until your stomach hurt, and then in the very next breath, speak words so gentle they left you speechless. To her, that beautiful contrast defined who Robin truly was, both the comedian and the philosopher, the entertainer and the thinker, all wrapped into one incredible soul. But behind the humor, Sally always sensed something deeper. Looking back now, Sally admits that she wishes she had reached out to Robin more. With time and reflection, she sometimes wonders if there was anything she could have done to help lighten the emotional weight he carried. She's shared that even today, she still questions whether he truly knew how deeply he was loved by the people closest to him. Her words aren't just filled with sorrow, they're filled with gratitude. "I'm so lucky that I got to know him the way I did," she said, reflecting on the impact he left on her life. To Sally, Robin Williams wasn't only a brilliant entertainer, he was a beautiful human soul. She believes that's why audiences felt such a strong connection to him. He had the rare ability to make people laugh and cry in the same moment, because that emotional balance was who he truly was. Through her heartfelt words, Sally painted a picture of Robin that felt raw, honest, and deeply real. For her, he remains a powerful reminder of how closely joy and sadness can exist side by side, and how important it is to express love and gratitude while there's still time. Now, at 78, Sally Field has made it clear that she no longer wants to hold anything back. By finally opening up about her memories of Robin, she's doing far more than paying tribute to a dear friend. She's sharing a message about love, honesty, and the fragile nature of life itself. Sally's reflections also carried a sense of confession, a longing for the conversations that never had the chance to happen. Her words serve as a reminder to speak openly while we still can, rather than assuming there will always be another moment waiting for us. In her deeply revealing memoir, Sally also opened up about one of her most personal and vulnerable chapters of her early life. She shared that during her late teenage years, she went through a period of intense emotional struggle, something she later described as severe depression. This wasn't just a moment of sadness or a fleeting mood. It was a heavy emotional weight that affected nearly every part of her world. Sally explained that at that time she was dealing with deep inner conflict, feelings she didn't know how to express or fully understand. Like so many young people stepping into adulthood, she felt lost, isolated, and unsure of how to put her pain into words or where to turn for understanding. She said the pressure of trying to discover who she truly was, combined with the natural uncertainty of growing up, created what she called a perfect storm of emotional confusion. She felt pulled in different directions, wanting meaning, but also questioning her own value and purpose at every step. Sally described that difficult time as being filled with what she called this urgency, this anxiety, this need to find something that was festering in me. Her words captured the restless, searching energy she carried, a feeling that something important was trying to break through, but couldn't quite find its way out. It wasn't simply sadness, it was a deep sense of longing, as if her spirit was pushing against invisible walls. She yearned for freedom, clarity, and purpose, even though she didn't yet know what shape those things would take. Sally felt there was something powerful and meaningful inside her just waiting to be uncovered, but back then she didn't have the guidance or certainty to know if she'd ever find it. Looking back now, her honesty about those difficult years adds a whole new depth to her story. It shows that her true strength didn't come from avoiding pain, it came from facing it head-on, with courage and self-awareness. By opening up about both her personal heartbreaks and her inner struggles, Sally Field continues to connect with people on a deeply human level. Her story reminds us that resilience isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about acknowledging the hard moments and choosing to grow through them. If her journey moved you, share your thoughts below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful Hollywood stories.